we first began meeting with the architects, we had to talk about what the architecture will communicate, both about our aspirations and our capacities to one another and to that important community.
Schenkel Shultz was drawn to this project because of its proximity to Medical City, the fact that it was a new campus, the fact that we would be working with Sandy Shugart's visionary and strategic thinking relative to the project.
In the starting of the design of this building, the idea was to create a world-class building.
We knew that this was the first building on the campus, and it needed to create a presence, an immediate presence, an institutional presence on Narcoossee Road that was comparable to what the institutions of the University of Florida, University of Central Florida, and biotech firms were expecting from Valencia College.
A 21st century college academic building is flexible space, technology applications, and collaborative and interactive student spaces.
21st century college classroom building is really different than what we used to in the past. I mean, today what's happening is you have a lot of collaboration and active learning going on. So literally, the building's designed along the way that you had traditional classrooms, now you have learning spaces outside the classrooms. You have students working in peer groups, you have students working in teams. So the building has to support all that information into one space.
I think the umbrella that hangs over all of this has to do with technology. The students, the teachers, everybody has access to technology. If you're out in the courtyard, it's wireless out there. If you're inside the classroom, it's in the classroom. It's in all of these intellectual collision spaces. Students can make that immediate connection anywhere they are on the site or in the building.
I think you really have to design the building from understanding that it's not just being used educationally, it's also being used by the community, and it has to be very flexible.
A lot of the different ways spaces are flexible. We have chairs on wheels, tables on wheels, even we have library bookshelves on wheels. There's a lot of different things that can be moved and changed depending on what event is going on campus or what the space is going to be used for.
A library in the 21st century school is much different than when I went to school. And the idea behind this is actually, this library is actually designed on 2 floors. And the lower floor is more interactive. This is where the students work with their computers, their iPads, and their technology, and there's actually a support space so a student can go there and get help. And this is kind of, I would say, the noisy, active space to be in. But the upstairs space in the library, this is your contemplative space. This is kind of like the library that we remember, but as opposed to books being in there now, we have technology, we have all this great technology, we have tablets inside there. So this is where you're really doing all your research and everything. So the idea behind splitting those two gives you the flexibility of having a noisy, active space or a contemplative space, which you would have upstairs.
The students, the faculty and staff all love the building. Every one of them has a favorite place, and they talk about it, and they're very proud of their facility.
Schenkel Shultz was able to add value to Valencia College because of our innate understanding of 21st century learning practices and design skills, and apply that to an academic building in the Lake Nona community.
Schenkel Shultz was a perfect partner for this conversation because they are not a cookie-cutter architecture firm. What we needed was a real design mentality that understood that the meaning of the building and the function of the building had to be something extraordinary.